Yeah, so my name's Cooper Silk. I'm the coach of the 14As girls at Balmain. Well, I wasn't around 140 years ago, but as far as I know, it started off as Balmain Swimming Club. And then, back in the 1800s, the club was formed. And from there, we're still in existence today. And we've been going, as you said, for 140 years. So we've been a pretty successful club for a long, long time. My mother was in the first New South Wales women's team along with my aunt. My uncles have been part of successful first grade teams since the 70s and 80s. And we've been a success for a long, long time. We're seeing a lot of success now. Membership and the amount of teams we've got, particularly in the women. Recently, we won 6 or 7 grand finals in the recent summer metro season. And we've got both our men's and women's AWL team playing off in semi-finals in the not too distant future. There's been a lot of milestones for the club. I think one in particular that the club would have celebrated was when Taryn Woods and Bronwyn Mayo won gold here at Homebush in 2000 for the Olympics. I think that probably sits pretty high as far as club achievements. There's been a number of, I think back to the 90s when our men's team were winning first grade competitions. But I think if we had to pick one, it's probably celebrating with the Balmain females that were part of that successful gold medal in 2000. I think the club's longevity and success is based around the community. We're a family club. I'm a third generation Balmain water polo player. My daughters both play, and that's throughout the club. We have the Woods family, so my kids play with Woodses and Mayers, and they're all players that my parents and families have all played with for a number of years. So I think there's that part of it, the community part of it. I also think that it's the ability of players to give back. So, even at the moment, we've got players like Gavin Woods and Taryn and Bronwyn Smith coaching our junior teams. Water polo is a small sport, but to have, these bona fide legends of the game coming back coaching kids, I think that's one of the great things about our club. And we're pretty good socially too. We've got the barbecue, and you can have a drink down at Dawny. I think the fact that we've got Dawn Fraser as our swimming pool is also a great draw card. So if you put all that together, I think that's a pretty good reason why we're such a successful club. Balmain water polo is synonymous with the Balmain community. From the rugby league club, to the rugby league team, the Balmain Tigers, to all the other local sporting communities in and around the area. Obviously, we're a summer sport. I mean, we play winter, but we get kids that are footballers and basketballers that, play in the different sport as well. And I think we've done a lot for the community as well. We've raised money. We have Tiger Ball for the young kids. We've looked at trying to do some school programs as well. So we like to give back. But yeah, I think that's probably some of the reasons why we've been, and actually, to be fair to say, we've supported a lot of pubs in the local community over a number of years as well. I think I could answer this a number of ways because there was some really great teams in the 70s. It's a bit before my time. And I know that the guys that I played for, I know that the guys that I played with, the Tim Hamills, the Gav Woods, Nick Thousands, all went on to represent Australia. They had a pretty successful kind of few years there when they were at their top flight. I think also right now we've got a real special 18 women's team. Actually, I think particularly across all our women's program in the juniors, we've got a bit of a dynasty, I think. So, but in particular, our 18s team, they were the Australian champions, top age 16. They just got beat this year as bottom age 18, so we'll be heading to Perth next year, looking to dominate that again. So yeah, keep an eye out for the 18s women in 2025. The culture of the club has probably changed a fair bit from the 80s, I dare say. Well, if I go back to when my mum was playing, she was in the first one of the first Balmain women's teams in the 60s. Back then, it was a bloke sport. There was a lot. Drinking was encouraged, and it was probably still even up until the early thousands. Obviously, as women have started to participate more, and I think our women's program has grown. From under 12s all the way through to 18s, and then we've got a 6th grade, we have a 5th grade, We've got a third grade, second grade, and first grade. So there's a lot more women participating in the sport. So I think that's been one of the parts as far as the culture. Technology-wise, I think we've a bit of work to do there. I'm trying to do my bit in the technology department. We'd love a new scoreboard. So that's one thing we could be, striving towards. And also, I think promoting ourselves as a club. It's hard to, find good talent, and you need money, right? And these clubs kind of run by volunteers. So being able to go out there and try and find some sponsors to support the club so that we can have strong National League teams and go on all these trips and tournaments, that's what we need to be kind of working towards into the future. Balmain's a great club when it comes to camaraderie, and we build that in at the earliest age, from the Tiger Ball under 12s. We are, I think, when it comes to that culture, if you've been to Dawn Fraser, you'll understand what we mean when we go and play in tournaments. I think we're probably one of the strongest supporters of our own teams. Even here today, our players stick around to watch the other teams, and I think that's something that we bring our young players up with that. So I think that's pretty important, and I think, to be fair, I think we're the best at it. So with the 140th year of the club, we'll be having a big event, a big gala event. Not sure of the details yet, but I know there's an organising committee. I remember the 120th was a huge night, so we'll be doing that. Also, with it being Olympic year, we'll be having an event to coincide with the Olympics. Obviously, Tim Hamill's the coach of the men's team. We've got a couple of women who play for Balmain, so there's a bit of a Balmain feel there. So we'll be doing something in and around July to celebrate the Olympics and support our men's and women's teams over there in Paris. But the big one for this year is our 140th gala event, which details to be confirmed. I think looking forward, the club is always continually trying to improve across all facets, be it the coaching, be it our teams and their performance. I think we're an inclusive club. So all those things we're always trying to be better at. So I think if we just continue to stay on the path and continue to always continually improve, that'll lead us towards more success both in and out of the water.